Bitcoin moved all the way back towards the lower side of the range, and right now we are hanging on life support, because if Bitcoin breaks below this EMA ribbon right here, we are in for a major drop towards the downside. So on today's update video, I want to be discussing the most important consolidation phases. I want to be talking about the liquidity that has been exactly grabbed on the lower side, like we talked about on yesterday's video. I want to be talking about the most important patterns and charts that are telling us something about where Bitcoin is heading towards next, and many more important charts and data points that are telling us something about what is happening right here. So don't forget to once again slap on that like button back above 1,000 likes. That would be highly appreciated. And with that being said, let me jump straight away in towards today's update video. So to kick off the video, right now we are still trading in this consolidation phase where we're creating obviously higher lows and lower highs on the top side. And really what I've talked about also in many videos before, as soon as Bitcoin is going to be breaking below or above one of these very important previous highs in the market, we are going to see a confirmed breakout towards, of course, obviously the upside, or if we break the support, obviously towards the downside. So now Bitcoin is, of course, coming very close towards that lower side level of support. And yes, if we break below that level, it could potentially confirm the next move towards the downside. So that is, first of all, a major warning signal to everyone out there. If we break below this previous low in the market with the price action right here, we are going to be probably in for an even bigger correction towards the downside. And obviously right now on the daily time frame, we're seeing that Bitcoin here on the EMA ribbon is literally hanging right now on life support, because if we break below this level, just like we have seen in multiple previous occasions, we are most certainly going to be seeing a big drop towards the downside. So Bitcoin is really hanging very tight on a very important level. And of course, if we cannot break, and of course, if we will be breaking below this level here on the EMA ribbon, we are going to be in for a major drop towards the downside. So this is obviously going to be a level where I'll be looking very closely towards. If we break below, we are going to be probably heading much lower. But obviously on the lower time frames, like the 4-hourly time frame, we are having multiple levels where we're currently clearly watching at, because if Bitcoin can still hold on towards this level right here on the lower side, I think everything is going to be quite okay here. As long as Bitcoin can also hold up towards this green box right here, I also do believe we're going to be quite fine. But if we break below both of these levels, I do really think we're going to be having some more problem. But maybe this is all a trap here, because literally what we have been seeing on the liquidity heat map, yesterday on my video, I talked about how we were also building up liquidity below us. We exactly grabbed that liquidity on the lower side, and after that already bounced back towards the upside once again here. And now, of course, obviously, we are still seeing that there's a lot of liquidity laying around at $110,000 level. But on the lower side, everything is already grabbed. All these Bitcoin long positions are already squeezed out here. And now Bitcoin potentially is going to create that big move to the upside. So very interesting on what is playing out over there. And honestly, it is usually also not the best timing to necessarily sell your Bitcoin or go short while we're already on the lower side of the range, where historically most of the support is always found, right? So very interesting what we're currently seeing over there. Obviously on the 12-hour time frame as well, we are seeing that the RSI is slightly increasing, while actually the price action is slightly decreasing. So that means that we're currently seeing maybe a big divergence right here on the 12-hour time frame. So that is obviously a very interesting thing to be seeing. Then on the daily time frame, we're still holding on towards the symmetrical triangle where we're still consolidating in. And on the weekly time frame, obviously, yeah, what we can see over here is that Bitcoin is still creating a major resistance around this level of $110,000. And as soon as we're going to be breaking above that level over here, that is when we're going to be seeing that next major move towards the upside. So that is where I'm going to be closely looking towards. If we can break above this level, we could be in for a massive continuation higher. And personally, my target is going to be $140,000, which is not an insane target, but it is a very realistic target towards the upside. And another thing that potentially could confirm the thoughts here is that, of course, that the M2 money supply is rapidly increasing. And historically, for the last period, Bitcoin has always followed the global liquidity, not on precision, but of course, in general, it follows the trend here. And of course, the trend is right now that it is going to be increasing. So let's see where it is going to be heading towards next year. But anyways, guys, if you feel like trading sign up an account right now to BTTC, because if you want to be trading Bitcoin or any other altcoins out there, you can currently get a free 10% bonus on your first time deposit. So let's say you deposit $10,000, you'll get a free $1,000, but make sure to be alert. It's only for your first time deposit. So make sure to check it out in the link description of today's video if you want to be grabbing this bonus. It's obviously a very nice one on the BTTC exchange here. But let me continue even further on in towards this video, because right now, clearly what we're seeing here is that Bitcoin and gold are following a very similar trend right now here. I mean, gold obviously is the front runner, but Bitcoin follows a very similar trend. And if it's going to be doing so, and also if I'm going to be talking about altcoins, I mean, we can currently clearly see that it is Bitcoin season. And of course, this is usually the best time where you want to be accumulating altcoins. I mean, they have been performing very, very bad, but as soon as they're going to take the shine, they're probably going to be performing like you've never seen before. And I mean, most of the other on-chain data indicators are also right now telling us that we're seeing capitulation in this market. And ultimately, that is driving the big opportunity, which we're right now seeing here also in the market. I mean, Bitcoin has been very boring, but of course, at some point, it's going to be breaking out and all the people are going to be returning. And then potentially we could be getting that altcoin season. I mean, Ethereum, the stats over there have been absolutely crushing it. And yeah, we are right now sitting on the lower side of the range here. We are sitting on the lower side of support for ETH right now. And obviously, if we're going to be breaking also below this level, we could be in for a bigger drop towards the downside potentially. But also, I personally don't like to short while we're sitting on support. And that is literally what we're currently sitting at. We're sitting on the lower side of support. So it doesn't really make a lot of sense for me to necessarily open up a short position over here for Ethereum, because we're already sitting at the range low here. So ETH, of course, getting rejected still by this major level on the weekly time frame. And the ETH compared to Bitcoin pair, yeah, it's still in this major consolidation phase, and we're still waiting before that next breakout is going to be taking place here. So yeah, all in all we have to do right now here is be patient. Personally, I'm still accumulating Ethereum even in this range right here. But yeah, that's because I am expecting a big continuation from this point onwards. So anyways, guys, this was it for me in today's update video. If you did enjoy, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, slap on that like button, and see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.